I can't believe we're back here, but here goes. Hi guys, yeah, today is Monday the 7th of February. I am going to court. I finally made the decision to take my eldest daughter's father to court after 13, almost 14 years of him not being part of her life and not even trying to help her financially. I've spent the past year begging him for, whether it's 500 Rand, it's 200 Rand, however much you have, please just help me out. And he has flat out refused. He has told me that he doesn't want to, has told me that he's not going to stop paying school fees for his boys just to accommodate Alwande, as if Alwande is some stepchild that he's doing a favor for, you know. There isn't anything I haven't tried with him. I've tried, like literally I've been patient. It's been 14 years, you can imagine. And for the past year, it's been, I think the past year for me is what basically pushed me to this point, because like, how does that make sense? And you have the money. It's not that you don't have the money. You have the money because someone who didn't have the money would say, listen, I can't afford 1,000 Rand right now, but I'm 500 Rand. But he just flat out doesn't want to do it. So after like a year of talking to myself, a year debating with myself, I finally decided I'm going to court. So today's the day. I think right now it's probably at just before 7. I'm going to take the kids to school and head to court, but I need to first pass by a postnet because I forgot to make a copy of Alwande's birth certificate, and I also need to pass by a police station because I need her birth certificate certified. My God. But I'm sure I'll be done with all of that by 8, and hopefully I will be in court early enough so I can be done as soon as possible. But yeah, I hate that it's gotten to here. I hate that he couldn't be a father, actually, because I was about to say we couldn't be civil. I've tried being civil. I've been civil for 14 years. So we're at a point now where I'm just like, no, I can't anymore. I can't. Like, I literally just can't. Everything is expensive, and all I'm asking from him is pocket money, 500 Rand to 1,000 Rand, and he just doesn't want to. So I've gotten to a point now where I have to do this. I'm very nervous, but I think I find comfort in knowing that I've done this before, even though now we're going to a different court. I wish I was going to Randburg court because I'm familiar with Randburg. It's like my second home now. But I'm going to Roodepoort court because we've moved. Before I used to stay in North Riding, and now I stay closer to Roodepoort. So Roodepoort is my jurisdiction, so that's the court I'll be going to. I'm nervous because I don't know the process. I don't know. I come in here and I go away. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna get lost. But I think for me, filing is probably the most difficult part about maintenance, about the maintenance process. So I think once I file, I'll be fine. But yeah, I'm gonna go take the kids to school now, then do the little bit of admin, and then head straight to court. I will obviously take you through everything. I will take you through as much as I can. Obviously, I can't document anything in court, but I'll take you through everything. Yeah, I can't believe I'm doing this. Like, I can't believe I had to take a day off for this. I wish I was taking a day off to relax. I wish I was taking a day off to go on holiday. I wish I was taking a day off to just be with my kids, but I'm taking a day off to go try and force a man to do what he's supposed to do, you know? And it's fucked up that it had to come to this. But and the sad thing is that this is not the only day off I'll be taking for this. We're still gonna have to go to trial. And judging from what he has been doing for the past 14 years, he's obviously not going to make this process easy. So I don't think he's going to have one appearance and we're going to agree on something. We're probably going to have 20 appearances before I give up. I think his whole point is to frustrate me. But I won't be frustrated. I will be frustrated. I'm frustrated already, but I won't give up. That's the main point. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. And yeah, so I've been rambling. Let me just get into it now. I'm taking the kids to school, and I'll see you guys probably in court or after court.
I'm gonna bring my friend Neil. Nice. Bye.
Bye, Mom. See you at 4:30.
All right.
Bye, Nanny.
Bye. Hey guys, so I am finally done in the court. It is 12 o'clock. I got here at 9 o'clock. For the first hour, I was sitting in the wrong queue, so that was a fail. I was sitting in the visitation queue instead of maintenance queue, and then when I got inside, the lady was just like, "Oh, sorry, sis, you're in the wrong queue." And then when I got to the right queue, luckily I did not. I was the only one at that time who was there to apply for maintenance, so I was called in immediately. So now, after being called in, only to find that there's a document missing, and also my daughter's birth certificate and my ID were not certified. So luckily, the document that was missing is a letter from a bank, and the bank has a commissioner of oath, so I was able to do everything. I came back here by 11, and from 11 to now, we've been doing the paperwork with the lady, and we are done now, and I'm in my car, and I'm about to get home. I'm so tired. It is I don't know how many mini breakdowns I had when we were inside, and thank God for masks, because you don't see my lip shaking, you don't see, like, the lady kept looking at me. I think she could see my eyes were watery, but I was just like, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I'm here again, and I hate it here. Like, we don't need to be here. Like, bro, 13 years later, you could just like pay maintenance or pay however much you can afford, because all I was asking was for 500 rand, and now we have to come to court to come fight for something so stupid when you could have just sent the money. I hate that I have to go through this, but it's fine. I hate that I have to take leave every time I have to come here. So I mean, I've just started at my new job, and now I have to take leave. And instead of using these leave days for something important like my baby's birthday or my birthday, or maybe if just to chill at home, I have to use my leave days to come fucking fight a man to pay maintenance for a child that he willingly made. So it's so irritating, but it's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's fine. I'm here now. I'm gonna go home now and have a little mini breakdown. I haven't eaten. I think that's also contributing. Gonna go home and have a little breakdown a bit, but at the end of the day, I got the most important paper that I came here for, which is to serve him, the paper that tells him that he needs to come to court. Luckily, maybe not luckily, but we got a date that's quite far, which is the 6th of April. But so, which means luckily I have time to serve him, because you have to serve him 14 days before the trial starts. So I still have 2 months. It's a long time, but it's fine. The worst is over for me. This is the worst. Like, the application process is the worst for me. Like, I can't, it's a lot. So what's next now is for me to serve him, and then what's next is for us to show up in court. I actually low-key hope he doesn't show up so that he can get arrested, but at the same time, I want to get this over and done with, because I'm not about to spend a year in court fighting a man to do what's right. I'm tired. I want to cry, but I won't. I'll cry at home. But as I said, the worst is over. I got what I needed to get, and now I just need to be strong and fight for my daughter and fight for her to get the life that she deserves. And even though she's about 13 now, she's about to turn 18 in a few years. So for the next couple of years, at least she'll be getting pocket money. Even if it's 500 rand, I don't care what he gives us. Leo 500 rand will go towards Alwande, will go towards her doing whatever she wants to do with it. But we're done for today. I will continue this. I will continue after I serve him, because I feel like it's going to be too short if I just post this video, just the application process. So once I serve him, I will then post this and take you through the serving him journey. And hopefully that's also seamless, because I have to go to this man's house. I have to go to the police station and go to this man's house, which is something I actually don't care to do, but it's something I need to do. As I said, what's left now is for me to continue the fight for my daughter. And yeah, like, I'm about to go cry, but I'm grateful that this is done. I took the leave. It was worth me taking leave. I still have time. It's 5 past 12 now. I still have time to still relax for the rest of the day before the kids come back from school. yeah, this is it for this part, and I will see you guys after I serve this motherfucker. Hi guys, it is 5:16 in the morning. As you can see, it is Sunday the 20th of February, and I am about to go serve this person. I will explain later why I'm doing this at like crack of dawn, but he's been so difficult and he's playing dirty. Like I will explain later, you guys will see, but I thought I'll just document this now. I will first go to Ayanda's place, my best friend, to go pick her up, because in a way I'm doing this by myself, and she was with me last year when I served Minani's dad, so at least she's used to the process. She knows how this goes. I'm gonna go pick her up now in 4 ways, and then we're going straight to Pretoria North, and I'll document as much as I can, as promised. Obviously I can't show people's faces. I wish I could, so you could see this deadbeat who's being so difficult and being so evil, but I can't. I'm not trying to get my YouTube channel shut down. Yeah, let's go. Everything is content here, babe.
And we not be contenting
At 6 o'clock in the morning. So I'm at Cineville police station now. I got here. I first went to like a wrong police station, and I'm at the right one. They're making me wait. Apparently we're waiting for a driver. I don't know how long we're gonna wait. It's 7 o'clock. I'm really hoping that we get to this person's house before they run, because they're obviously trying to run. But there's nothing I can do than just to wait for a driver. I'm so confused about the driver part. Like, there's like 100,000 cop cars here, and I'm the only person here. So this driver thing, I just don't know. And I'm just so worried that, I mean, it's 7 o'clock and the sun is out. Like, what if this person goes and does something and leaves his house, and then I won't be able to get him, and then this trip would have been for nothing. Like, I'm so frustrated right now. Catch a break, give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter. I'ma make a better way. Hey guys, so a quick update. I just got home. I think it's like 8:30 in the morning now. Like, I woke up at 5:45, and Ayanda and I got to Pretoria at 7. So we first got to the wrong police station, and when we got there, the guys told us, no, this is not his jurisdiction. So he sent us to another police station, which was literally 2 minutes away from his house. And the first police station we went to, they're very like supportive, and it was like, what, he hasn't paid maintenance in 14 years. I wish this was my jurisdiction, so I can just like go serve him myself. So that for me like motivated me, because like at least the cops are on my side. And then we went to the next police station. When we got there, we were literally the only people there. And then 2 minutes after the clips that you saw, 2 minutes after that, the guys were just like, let's go. We get to his place, and we knock. The nice thing is that whether you live in a complex or estate, like if you're a cop, you don't have to call. So we just went through and we got in, and then this random lady opens the door. It's a lady I don't know, I've never seen before. And basically she lives there now, and she says that she moved in, like literally she just moved in. So this guy, actually let me backtrack a bit. I had asked him, like after I gave him, after I got the date, I sent him a message saying that, listen, I need to serve you maintenance papers. So to make this less embarrassing and to make it also quite civil, can we meet at a police station that is close for the both of us and just get it over and done with? So there's no serving. I don't need to come to your work. I don't need to come to your home. Let's just meet at a police station. At first he agreed, and then 2 days before we were supposed to meet, which is today, he then like lies to me, and he's just like, no, can I give him the case number? He wants to go see something in court. And I figured that something in me told me that he wants to make this case go away. So I was just like, I'm not giving you the case number. You'll get the case number after I serve you. So I was just like, I refuse. I'm not going to give you the case number. So he was just like, well, if you don't want to give me the case number, then I'm not meeting with you to get you serve me. And I was just like, okay, cool, whatever. So that prompted me then to wake up as early as I did to try and go find him at his place. Obviously trying to get there like by 7, because who's leaving their house on a Sunday at 7 o'clock? Got there only to find that it's not the wrong place, it was the right house, but the lady who's there says she moved in like 2 weeks ago, which means that he moved. This person obviously watched my YouTube video where I talk about finding a tracer and finding him, has obviously decided to run away. He decided to run, he's decided to move, and now I'm just like, wow, back at square one. Luckily, we are still in February. I went to court on the 7th of February. Today is the 20th of February. So I did everything quickly, and our date is the 6th of April. By the time you watch this, maybe our date would have passed, because I'm not going to now. I'm going to start updating in real time, because obviously he watches my channel, or he has people watching my channel. So I will update months after, because I now need to be kind of like aware of what I'm doing, because he's obviously now watching my channel to be a step ahead. So this person obviously saw that I found a tracer, and he saw that I know where he lives, and he decided to uproot him, his wife, his child, and moved. Like, imagine moving and running from maintenance to a point that you move. Like, moving is so expensive, and you move. That's where I am right now with the case. By the time you guys see this, we would have had our first appearance. I'm going to get the tracer again, find his new address, or try and serve him at work. His work address says Cape Town, but apparently there are Joburg offices. So I'm going to find out if he actually does go to the Joburg offices, and if he does, it's going to be easier. So I'm just going to go serve him there. But if he doesn't go to the Joburg offices, then I'm going to have to get a tracer and do this again. But I do have about 2 to 3 weeks to get all of this done, and I am very confident. I'm very confident that I'm going to be able to do this, and I'm very confident that 2 weeks is enough for me to find him. But yeah, that is my update. And as I said, by the time you guys watch this, we probably would have had our first appearance, because now I need to play my cards right. But yeah, what a day. It's only 8:30. Like, I'm so tired. I actually feel like crying, but like, I'm not gonna cry. Like, I'm not gonna give him that satisfaction. But I'm home now. I'm gonna chill with Ayanda, I'm chill with my family, and yeah, and we're gonna try again next week. But oksalayo, the point of all of this is that I'm not giving up. Like, I think obviously he wants to frustrate me. Even the cop was just like, remember, the cop was just like, he's gonna do everything to frustrate you. Like, I know he will. Obviously, this is the first move, like trying to frustrate me like this. I am frustrated, I'm not going to lie, but I'm not going to stop. So I'll catch up with you guys next time. Hi guys, so today is the 6th of April. It is D-Day, it is court day. It's first appearance day, and I don't know if this person's going to show up. The last text he sent me was, see you on the 6th. So I hope he does show up, because the thought of him not showing up is already like making me emotional, because him not showing up, then I have to do this process again. Of trying to find him and trying to serve him and trying to do all of those things, and I don't want to. I want him to show up so we can get it over and done with. We're obviously not going to get it over and done with today. This person has set himself out to frustrate me. The fact that he hasn't paid a cent in almost 14 years definitely is not going to be a one-day conversation. So I am aware of that, and I prepared myself that I will be going to court at least once a month, but I just need him to show up today. So yeah, I'm gonna go drop my kids off at school now. It's 6:30. This is the earliest I've ever dropped my kids off. Usually we wake up at 6:30. I'm just like, these are just one of the few ways that this man is just like basically changing my life, when he can just be a father, or don't even be a father, just send money. I had to take a day off work. That's my leave. And if we have to do this again and again, because clearly, as I said, he's set out to frustrate me, which means we're going to be going to court almost every month, or every second month, or whatever date available we get. And that's a leave day from my work. So come December, I don't have leave days. I can't take my kids. I don't go on holiday. I can't do none of that. So this process, I'm not going to say this man, because we wouldn't be going through this process if it wasn't for him. It's just the bane of my existence. I cursed the day I met him, and now I have to go through all of this just to get 500 or however much I'm going to be getting. But it's fine. I've done this before, even though the last time it was a bit easier with Milani's dad. And the funny, ironic thing is that on the 6th of April last year was my last day in court with him. And on the 6th of April, a year later, exactly a year later, it's my first day in court with Alanda's dad. I don't even want to call him that. But
I do hope that it goes, it's probably not going to go well, but I do hope at least there's some kind of resolution. I do hope that I didn't take a day off for nothing. I hope it shows up. Luckily, as I said, I've done this before, so I do have a little bit of strength in me, and also I have a lawyer. After that tweet that I put out about him saying that my boys and her blew up, this guy called Kulani, he offered to represent me pro bono, oh my gosh. So he's gonna be there, so that helps, because at least, you know, with lawyers, I know I'm emotional. I cry about everything. When someone makes me mad, I cry. When I get frustrated, I cry. So I know I'm going to be frustrated in that room. So at least with the lawyer there, number one, he knows the words to use. And also, I don't have to say a word. He's going to do all the talking. So I do hope that everything goes well. I will update you guys. We are late already. I'm going to drop my kids off now, and then I'm off to court.
I just got to court and I'm super early. It's like 7:30 and they open at 7:45 and I need to be inside at 8. And that doesn't even mean I'm going to be attended to at 8. It just means that the court opens at 8. But rather be early than late, and I'm super hungry. But I doubt I'll be able to eat anyway. Like, I'm a nervous wreck. Just gonna chill here in the parking lot until like maybe 10 to 5 to 8 and go in, or maybe until my lawyer calls me, whichever happens first. But yeah, oh wow, now that I'm here, I don't know how I feel. I'm anxious though, and I'm nervous. Like, I just want to get it over and done with. Like, I just want this process to be done. I can't wait for the day that the magistrate comes and signs whatever agreement we agree on, and we never have to see each other ever again, you know. And he just needs to pay this for the next however many years until Alwande turns 18. And then when Alwande is 18, if she chooses to take him to court, she can, but as long as it's out of my hands. But like, I literally, that's the day I long for, like the day where it's okay, cool, this is the agreement, we are done. And I hope it is before July or something. July is my birthday. That's why I'm not trying to be here on my birthday week or even my actual birthday, because you just never know. But I just got to court now. I'll just chill here until it is time for me to go inside. I am done. I probably look like shit, but I'm done. I'm starving. I need to go get myself some McDonald's, and I will update you guys as soon as I get home. I hope my car starts. Like, I've been having battery issues, and I hope it starts. Oh, it starts. I will update you guys when I get home, but we are done for now. Hey guys, so I am back from maintenance courts. Today was our first appearance, and a lot of feelings and thoughts have just been taking over me the entire morning. So I got there at 8 o'clock. Well, I got there earlier, but I was inside by 8 o'clock, and then our names were called. By the time I got there, he was already there. So positive thing, he showed up, and our names were called, I think, 9:30. We got in. So the process is, before you even like get to magistrates or whatever, you see a maintenance officer. Luckily, because I've done this before, I kind of knew what to expect. It's just that the last time I'd done it in Randburg court, this time it was in Roodepoort. So I get there and our names get called. We get into the maintenance officer's office, and obviously she looks at my papers, and then she asks him if my child is his biological child, and he says yes. And my lawyer was there. Thank God for my see, the reason why I like doing my video as and when things happen, even when I documented my journey last year with maintenance courts, I did everything immediately when I got back home, is because I'm still feeling the emotions and everything is still fresh. But on the same breath, I don't like that, because when I'm feeling the emotions, I don't make sense. I don't feel like I make sense. So if there's parts that I skip and come back to, please do bear with me. Literally, this just happened like 2 hours ago. And I'm feeling a lot of emotions, and I'm frustrated, and I'm hurt, and there's a lot of things that I'm feeling. So I don't know how to express myself and articulate myself properly when I am feeling a lot of emotions. So please do bear with me. I will try and cover as much as I can. And if there's anything that you feel that I missed that could be beneficial to your case or upcoming case or whatever it is that you'd like to know, please feel free to DM me, because I'm a ball of emotions right now. So as I said, I may not be making sense. But we get into the maintenance officer's office. And as I said, my lawyer is there. As mentioned earlier on, I got the lawyer pro bono, guys. So I don't know how much lawyers cost. I can't afford one. So if you are looking for one, I can recommend you my lawyer. But I don't know how much he actually charges per consultation or per trial or per case or however they charge. But I did have him pro bono. So we got in there. And so the maintenance officer asks him if my child is his, and then he says yes. And then she asks, then what's the problem? Like, okay, this is how much. So in my books, I was requesting 4,000 rand. That's not even half of what it takes to take care of Alwande in a month, by the way. School fees, part of the rent, part of petrol to take us to school, food, clothes, maintaining her, cosmetics, hair, all of that stuff. So 4,000 is not even, I know it may sound a lot to you or to anyone who is a deadbeat apologist, but it's not a lot. So I'm asking for that. And then this lady's like, okay, cool, she's asking for 4,000 rand. He's just like, I don't have it. We didn't even get to anything where, okay, this is why she's asking for. He was just like, I don't have it. I don't have 4,000. She's asking for a lot. And he had brought papers, documents that basically declare him bankrupt or whatever. Apparently, like, this is not my overdraft. This is how much I'm paying for my car. This is, and I'm just sitting there like, you came prepared to fight to not take care of your child. Do you understand what I mean? Milani's dad last year, our first appearance, he didn't even bring one document. And my thing, I'm just like, who advises these men? And with Milani's dad, because he didn't bring any document, our case was postponed. And because I didn't have the knowledge and the strength that I have now, I let the case go postponed without fighting. But this time it was different. This guy, he's throwing his papers there, showing the maintenance officer basically how broke he is and and he's got 2 other kids that he takes care proudly. Yo, fuck. It hurts. You see, for me, that shit hurts. That he proudly says he takes care of his 2 other kids, but he doesn't have money for Alwande. Anything for Alwande. So the maintenance officer is just like, whoa, backtrack. You've got 2 other kids that you're taking care of. How much do you spend per child? He says the one child, he says that he pays their school fees. And then the lady says, okay, cool, so how much do you pay? He says he meets the baby mamas halfway. And the one child, he pays the school fees for 1.5. And the other child, he contributes school fees for 2.2. So the maintenance officer says, okay, cool, so how much can you afford to give Alwande? He says me and him had an agreement of that he will help as and when he can. Agreement with me. Help me as and when you can. Do I look like I would agree to some bullshit like that? Which mother would agree to, okay, help me out as and when you can, especially considering the fact that you're not even part of the child's lives? I would say help me out as and when you can if you were a present father. If you're a father that takes her on weekends, that takes her on holidays, that makes sure that her homework is done, that makes sure that you come to her hockey matches. If you were that type of father, and I know your financial situation, maybe I would say help out as and when you can. That deadbeats, I would say help out as and when you can to them. Hey guys, you know there are deadbeats, né? And then there's my deadbeat. That guy came to court to come fight as to why he doesn't want to take care of Alwande. And he says that me and him had an agreement. Why would I make an agreement with a deadbeat like him that I haven't seen or spoken to in this is year 14 now? When did we make this agreement? And also, if that's the case, then why haven't you helped out as and when you could? So that's out of the way. And then my lawyer jumps in and he says that, you know what, to the maintenance officer, at the end of the day, this child that is in question is 13 going on 14. So we're not even talking about past maintenance now. We are just going today, going forward. How much is required from this man? And then this lady, she said something that irritated me, but she wasn't wrong. It's just that I was irritated that she would say that. She says that, well, the past doesn't matter because if I wanted to, I could have taken him to maintenance court. She's not wrong, but I don't know why she said that. I guess to prove that she wasn't proving anything, because what my lawyer was saying is that we're not even thinking about the past, but we asking going forward. But she was just like, well, if Amanda wanted to, she would have come to maintenance has been open since the 80s, and if she wanted to come, she could have came. I was just like, oh, whatever. But she wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong. I could have gone to maintenance court, but we're here now. And he says that, okay, now they're asking him, you pay 2.5 for this child, 2.2 for this child, and 1.5 for this child. How much, why aren't you paying anything for this child? Your eldest, by the way, who's been around for almost 14 years. Your other kids are what? I think they're not even in primary school. They're probably 5. I don't know how old these kids are, but I don't even think they're in big school yet. I think they're still in creche or grade R or whatever that comes before primary school. And he's just like, well, I can afford to give Amanda 1,000 rand. For a 13-year-old. You know what, I'm not even going to say for a 13-year-old. Alonda's turning 14 in a few months. For a 14-year-old, 1,000 rand. A 14-year-old who's in high school. At that point, because he had said so much shit, as I said, like, recording this immediately after it happens for me, there's a lot of things that I'm going to skip, but you get the gist. He came to the court to come fight and justify why he doesn't want to pay maintenance. He told us about the fact to where he works, if he doesn't make a sale, he doesn't get a job. And he said verbatim, his words were, if I help Amanda halfway, then I'm getting myself more into debt, or then I need to take from my 2 kids that I'm already taking care of. The maintenance officer is just like, that's the whole point. You can't have 3 kids and choose that you're going to pay 1.5 for this one, 2.2 for this one, and 0 for this one. It doesn't work like that. We literally spent a good 30 minutes to 40 minutes listening to that man going on and on and on and on about how I guess he just doesn't want to. He just doesn't want to. And it was so disheartening. Today was so disheartening for me. I mean, I've gone through the maintenance process before, and that was also disheartening. But to listen to someone just talk like that about your child while they're talking like this about their children that they gladly take care of. So I just realized that I spoke throughout, but my video wasn't recording, so it cut. So I actually don't know what I've said or what I haven't said. I'm going to try and finish this as quickly as possible. What was said was that the maintenance officer, when she realized that, it was when he mentioned that he's got 2 other kids, one he pays 2.2 for, the other he pays 1,500 for, and then there's Alwande that he doesn't want to pay anything for. So the maintenance officer was just like, that's not it, and it's unreasonable and it's unfair. So they asked him how much he's willing to pay for me, because I'm asking for 4,000 rand, and he says that he can only pay 1,000 rand. And you know what, I was willing to take the 1,000 rand. I was willing because I never want to see this person again, and I never want to talk to this person again. Being in the same room as him got me, it got me mad, it got me emotional, got me hurt. I was just like hurt to the core. And the maintenance officer and my lawyer was just like, hey, no way. You think you're going to pay 1,000 rand for a child that's in high school, number one. Number two, you've got 2 other kids. One you're paying 2.2 for and one you're paying 1.5 for. What makes you think it's okay to pay 1,000 rand for this one? Does it even make sense to pay 1,000 rand for the eldest one, who's probably more expensive? You know, even if, let's say they were all the same age, what makes you think that it's okay to pay this much for this one, this much for this one, and this much for this one? And he was just like, well, that's all he can afford, and the only way he can afford to give me what I'm asking for is for him to go into more debt, or for him to take money from the one child and money from the other child and put it in and for Alwande. I just like, bro, I don't care what you do. I don't care if you get into more debt. Actually, get into more debt. I don't care, because that's how it is. But obviously, I'm not saying all of that, because it's like, literally, I had a lump in my throat. I couldn't speak. All I wanted to do was cry. And luckily, because I had my lawyer there, one, thank God, but the maintenance officer was also quite heavily on my side. I guess I'm not going to say my side, she was quite heavily on the child's side, the right side. And it's just a matter of that it does not make sense for you to say you're going to pay 1,000 rand. And he was just like, well, that's all I can afford. And then he's like, no, I need to talk to the mothers of so the maintenance officer says, Guti, then you need to, if you need to take from one child and take it from another child to make sure that they all have equal amounts, then that's what you need to do. He's like, well, I need to talk to the mother of my kids. I need to talk to the mother of my kids if I'm taking money from if I'm taking money from them, I need to talk to the mother of the kids. And my lawyer is just like, you don't need to talk to them, you need to inform them that you've got 3 children and these 3 children need to be taken care equally. What's not clicking? What's so hard about that? So he said that, okay, cool, he's gonna take care, like it was just, we were there for an hour, almost an hour, and in that hour 80% of the time was spent listening to him. It was spent, he was talking about how he can't afford it, he doesn't want to afford it, and he doesn't want to take from the kids that he already takes from just to take care of Alwande. He doesn't want to do all of that, and he's in debt, and I was like, I don't care. You know, when you just get to a point where I don't care. You've never cared about me and how I've been raising this child. You've never. And my thing is, maybe he is in debt and maybe he is in a bad financial situation, but when he was living good, not one time was he said, hey Amanda, I've got a little bit of money here. 9,000 rand, 2,000 rand. Not one time did he do that. So now all of a sudden we are kumbula and you're in debt and you don't have money and. What was happening when you did have money? What was happening when life was good for you? Even the maintenance officer was saying to him, you eat every day, right? Alonde also has to eat every day, 3 times a day, plus snacks. There's so many things that I don't need to tell you guys how much raising a child costs. It is expensive. We know this. Worse when you have a child who's in high school. There's always high school alone. The school fees alone is ridiculous. And speaking of the school fees, he then brings up the fact that his boys are in public schools. I guess he was trying to make that thing. He was trying to do that thing that Twitter people do of why you're taking a child to a school you can't afford. The maintenance officer was just like, even if Amanda's child was in public school, 1,000 rand is not going to do nothing. It's not even half of the school fees. Yeah, public school. So what you're saying? Like, what are you saying? You know? And I kind of liked. I liked everything. I liked how today went. I guess the maintenance officer, my lawyer obviously was there for me. So that's granted. He was on my side. There were times, and also what I do like about my lawyer is that he's level-headed, he's reasonable. There were times where he was talking to him, trying to make him understand. If I can take him to a grown man. Guys, my baby dad is almost 40. I think he's 37 or 38. He's almost 40. But you still need to be explained. You still need someone to talk to you like a 5-year-old on why you need to pay maintenance, why you need to take care. And he kept talking about how, oh, I'm not opposed to helping out. The maintenance officer is just like, what do you mean helping out? This is your child. He's like, oh, well, I mean, take supporting. My lawyer is just like, it's not helping out, it's not supporting, it's taking care. It is your responsibility. It is your child. So it's not, you're not helping anyone by giving Amanda money or giving the child money. There's so many things in that room that was said that got to me that I probably won't repeat. Not that I don't want to repeat, but because I'm so angry and I'm mad about it. I'm mad about a lot of things, and so I've probably some of them I've forgotten. But there were so many things that man said that pissed me the fuck off. There was a time where he even said that if he gives me more than this 1,000 rand, then his other baby mama's gonna take him to court. They must take you. They must take you to court, even though I know they're not going to take him to court. They're his right or dies. So I was just like, I wish they would actually take you to court, because it was just like, now that I'm going to be in 3 courts, be in 3 courts. That would actually be lovely. Anyway, the conclusion was that the 1,000 rand is just not going to work. As much as I was willing to just be like, it's fine, I'll settle for the 1,000. The same thing that I did with Alwande's dad last year. On our last appearance, I was just like, I'll take the 1,000 rand, because I just don't want to, this back and forth. I don't want to see you ever again. I don't want nothing to do with you. And the maintenance officer was just like, 1,000 rand? What do you mean? No. But I was just adamant about, I don't want to come back here. And I think with Milani's dad was even worse, because they wanted to bring in his wife. and his wife is the same person who's not even once, plenty of times called my child a bastard child, plenty of times said she was going to kill my child. So I didn't want to be in the same room as someone like that. Number two, now, as much as she was probably saying that she was going to kill my child because maybe it was coming from a place of hurt or whatever, now the same child that she hates so much, she has to take care of. So I didn't want that drama. I didn't want her to be involved in any of that. So I was just like, I'll settle for 1,000. A year later, fast forward to a year later, I almost settled for the same 1,000. But thank God, for the first time in my life, I was very happy to have people speaking over me and speaking for me. My lawyer and the maintenance officer was just like, that's not going to happen. You're not going to pay 1,000 rand for a 13-year-old. It's unreasonable. It's both unreasonable and unfair. And he kept saying that he understands that it's unfair, but unfortunately there's nothing he can do because then he doesn't have money. And they were like, okay, cool. So what's going to happen is, the conclusion was, we got a new date, which is next month at the end of May, and he needs to then come with, basically they're going to scrutinize his bank statement. Now they're going to see if it's what he's saying is the truth, number one. Number two, and also maintenance is maintenance. Whether you can afford it or not, you still have to pay for it. So it's not we're gonna see that you really can't afford it and leave you. No, it's where you need to cut down. So at the end of the day, you can't be driving a car that's cost 5,000 rand and claim that you can't afford to take care of your child. Then downgrade on your car, or maybe take taxis, do whatever you need to do. But umntana will be taken care of, oksalai. So that was the agreement, was we moving to the next month. But in the meantime, what I did like, something that I didn't know about last year, is that while the case is going on, we can ask for an interim order, and the interim order is for 1.5. So until this matter is closed, he needs to pay me 1.5. Until we decide if he can afford it or not, or if he can afford more or less, he needs to pay 1.5. And an interim order is valid for a year. So for the next 12 months, however many times we go back and forth to the court, he is liable legally. He legally has to pay me 1.5 towards Alwande's expenses. So my lawyer did that. Shout out. He asked for an interim order, and the maintenance officer didn't even flinch. She was just like, okay, cool. Stamps it, and then she tells you to go to the magistrate to actually then tell you what's going to happen if you do not pay this 1.5 interim order. Guys, let me tell you, when we go to the magistrate's office, the actual magistrate now, this man, this man, about my deadbeat baby daddy. During the magistrate, where she's telling us, basically, this is an interim order until everything is finalized, you need to pay this 1.5. If for some reason you can't, you need to come back to court. And he's just like, first thing he says is that, when can I come back to court? Is it before I'm supposed to pay it or after? She says preferably before. He's already calculating and thinking about the fact that he's not going to pay at the end of April, because the first amount that needs to be sent to me for Alwande is at the end of April. He's already trying to think of ways how he's not going to pay this 1.5. Do you understand? And then the magistrate is like, no, but the reason needs to be valid. Like, it needs to be you losing your job. And I was just like, can I ask? He can't come back here and say he can't pay this 1.5 because he's in debt, right? Magistrate says right. It's child maintenance supersedes any debt. So before you cry and say, no, but my rent, no, but my car, child maintenance needs to be paid first. Because I don't want him now, because I wanted to ask that question to make sure, because I don't want him now going back there and saying, no, I can't pay because my car installment in Ukile or whatever. I don't care. Honestly, just don't care. So that was the agreement. And I'm happy with the agreement, and I'm actually happy with the interim order. I was actually hoping that we have at least like 2 or 3 more appearances before we close this matter. But judging from today's appearance, we're not going to. I'm probably going to be in court for the next year or 2. But I do like that even in the next year or 2, there's this one consistent 1.5 that's going to be coming into the account that's going towards Alwande. And that's all I wanted. And even when I spoke to him last year, I said, even if it's 500 rand, as long as it's a consistent 500 rand, engenayo, to make sure that Alwande's needs are met, whether it's cosmetics, or whether she does her hair with that 500, or whether she goes out with her friends with that 500, as long as it's consistent, I'll settle for it. And he said, Afun, Mind you, we're in court fighting for way more than what you could have just given me. I was asking for 500 rand, you guys. 500 rand for a 13-year-old, for a teenager. 500 rand for nobody is enough for a month. But I was just like, it's fine. Let's just do a 500 rand and 1 nyel. Now we're in court. So what I'm happy about is that it's a consistent 1,500 rand until we figure out, until we come to a conclusion of how much actually he needs to be paying. I want to close this video by reiterating the fact that please take your baby daddy to court. I do know that it's hard. Trust me, it has taken me 13 years to take Alwanda's dad to court. So I understand that it's hard. But I share my journey on YouTube. I started this channel. If you go down to my very first video, it was my journey with maintenance court. My channel was only supposed to be about my journey with maintenance court, but I actually realized that I actually like talking. So hey, why not? But then I started this channel to share my journey because I don't want to say smooth journey, but I didn't have a difficult one. I had a difficult journeys with the father of my children, but not the court itself. From the application process to the first appearance to the last appearance, both of my cases have been met with fairness. I have felt that the law was on my side. I felt that the people, the maintenance officers that I was allocated to were on the right side, which is the child side. And I do know and I acknowledge that there are a lot of horror stories about maintenance courts and maintenance officers, but this is my second time there. And on my second time, it is actually looks like it's working out. So I would like for you to listen to the horrible stories so that you prepare yourself, but on the same breath, do listen to the success stories. 1,000 rand from Milani's dad is nothing compared to what I spent on Milani. 1.5 from Alwande's dad is nothing compared to what I spent on Alwande. But that's them failing me, not the courts. I've done this twice, as you guys know, and I do feel like the courts and the justice system haven't failed me. The fathers of my children have, but not the court. I know this is a daunting experience. Trust me, I know. I don't know how many times I've cried. I don't know how many times I've wanted to give up. And every time I think about giving up, Alwande comes back from school and she says, Mom, there's this thing happening at school and I need like 500 rand for it. And I'm just like, well, I can't give up. Where am I going to get this 500 rand? Like spontaneously, you know? So once you start the process, I wish you strength. I hope that you get the strength. As I said, it has taken me 13 years to get here. So it's not like I just woke up and I was just like taking this man to court. I know that it takes a lot. I know that it takes so much out of you and it's testing. It will test you. Today I was tested. I did not know that I knew how to shut up. Honestly, I didn't. Today I was tested and now I know that I can actually shut up. Today was one of the most heartbreaking meetings I've ever been a part of, and I know it's not the last one. We have to continue this journey, but I'm just here to remind you that the justice system isn't always that bad. I've done this twice and both times have been somewhat successful, even though I'm not at the end here, but there's a light. I see a light, you know. Being a single mother is a lot. I know this, you know this. It hurts literally every day to think about all this that you're carrying by yourself that you could be carrying with someone else, but you can't force someone else to be part of your child's life. And I hear stories talking about one day it's going to work out, one day it's going to work out. I can't wait for that day. My lawyer himself is a product of a deadbeat, and he was telling me how obviously when he was going through that, it's horrible, but now at this age, like, he loves his mom to death. He recognizes everything his mom did. And it's stories like that for me that comfort me. It's stories from women that were like, oh no, my dad was a deadbeat and my mom tried to protect me, but it's just like stories like that are comforting to know that our children will be okay one day. But now I want my children to know that I fought for them. But fighting for us does not look the same. Fighting for me is literally fighting and going to court and standing there and fighting this person. Fighting for you could mean walking away. So whatever is good for you and your kids, do it. But if you've been thinking about maintenance court, this is a video, this is a sign to tell you, please go ahead, please do it, it's going to be okay. And I want to cry, so I'm going to shut this video. I'm going to end this video here. I was in that court for 2 hours, and it was a draining 2 hours. It was a lot. I'm gonna cry now, so I'm going to close this vlog, and I'm gonna continue crying probably every day. I don't know how long I'm going to be crying for, but I'm not going to stop. I'm going to go back on the 26th and go face this man again. I'm not going to stop facing him. I'm not going to stop until I feel like, okay, cool, this is it. And until then, I'm just gonna continue with my channel, and I will obviously have like a part 2, part 3. This whole channel was started to document maintenance. I will continue updating you guys about what happened. This video is everything that has happened in the past 3 months. Hopefully I don't need to now hide my content. I don't need to hide my moves and stuff, because the reason why I didn't post anything is because literally I had to hide my moves, because this person or whoever, I don't know what was happening, but it almost felt as if he knew. He was one step ahead of me. So right now, I don't think that he can be. We are in the same position. We are both need to be in court on a certain date. We both need to do, well, he needs to pay, but we both need to do what we've been doing. I will continue doing what I've been doing, and thank you so much, you guys. I need to cry. Like, I can't hold it anymore. So I need to shut this video down. I don't know if I made sense in my video. I don't know if I said everything that needed to be said. But if you feel like there's something that I missed that could be beneficial to your process, if you are starting this process, if there's anything that you would like to ask, please feel free to DM me, respond, and we can take it from there. I'm going to log off. I'm going to stop talking now, so I can just properly just shut the curtains down and cry before I have to fetch the kids. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you.